So obviously, there's been big changes in my life since I was born, and since I left on this big grand adventure back in May of 2020. And I think a lot of the things to make clear before I pop out and all that kind of stuff is to really clarify the processes that got me this far and my objective net goals in this life. So, like, the end result that I'm seeing for my life, like, the biggest things I'm trying to do is one, like, live to 150, but, like, through cybernetics and all that kind of stuff, like, get us back to living longer. And to have, like, full scale human colonization of, like, 3 moons that I love: Europa, Titan, and Triton. Those are, like, my 3 things. Like, once I have those 3, I'm like, okay, I have done humanity this amazing service in this life. Like, that is my achievement up to here. And of course, like, getting married, having kids, like, simple life, that kind of stuff. But, like, grand scale plan, that's like the big technological stage. And the smaller stage is obviously communism. But it's like to assure a standard quality of life for all beings within my realm of influence, I guess I could say, which is like food, water, housing, power, warmth, clothing, like recreation, like free time, that kind of thing, and free movement. Free time, free movement, free association, that kind of thing. Because equality plus prosperity equals liberty. That's the equation. Equality plus prosperity equals liberty. And that's how we enable the finer qualities of the human experience to come out, and that's how we're going to be able to every generation just kind of elevate up just a little bit more and more, because we've stagnated for a long time due to powers that be, mainly. Like, the Catholic Church will rant and rave about me using, like, black magic and shit, and, like, the whole time they've, like, denied and lied that magic isn't real. Like, they'll tell you at church that magic is fake and demonic, but they'll accuse me of doing it and say, like, I achieved this through magic. And I'm like, what have I achieved? And they'll say, like, oh, you've acquired all this power and money and influence. I'm like, is this the Vatican telling me this? And it's gonna be like, okay, what have I used it for? I was like, use it to consolidate your power and assert your position. Come on, dog. At least I have good sex. Anyway, so take yourself right now as you're listening to this video. You're in a perfect place to start. Like, where you are is always the perfect place to be, like, for any kind of experience you're wanting to have. And you want to have clarity of mind, um, but also, like, a personal, like, inner reasonability. Like, I'm coming at this from, like, a compass perspective, not a map perspective. I never quite knew, like, destinations. I just knew points that I wanted to hit. It's like I knew, like, back when I was planning my road trips and shit, when I would, like, have my road atlas and I would think about, like, what city I'd want to move to, and I'd, like, plan the routes, all that kind of stuff. I would sometimes land outside of where I intended, and sometimes, like, I would follow the path exactly. But it was really like, I'm so tired already. I'm so tired of making this video. It's really like, I don't know how to explain this so obviously. I think silence is the best lesson. Where you are could be exactly where you were going, is what I'm saying. And, like, you don't need a book to tell you this. The Bible is a lie. I don't know how else to tell you that. The Bible is a lie. A lot of people will be calling me the Antichrist and shit, and I'll be like, no, the Bible is a lie. I know my friend Jesus. He doesn't call me the Antichrist. So why should I listen to you? You just want power over me. All these fear and shame tactics, you'll notice they originate within language. They don't originate within actions. They originate within language thrust upon association related to actions. It's like not even a chemical bond. It's like fusing two things together in a forceful manner. There's no real like finesse to it. Like somebody can call you an idiot one day and bless your ass the next. Like it's all a matter of you know. Think about the perspective of the most like downtrodden people in society. And it's more than a class status. I'm gonna pose marks on this. It is a mindset status, I guess. Like the ability of people wanting to do better in this life, or just resigning entirely and just saying like, I'm just ready to reincarnate. And I'll be like, okay. They're like, you're still gonna have to answer for everything in the spirit, but like the mechanisms in the spirit, at least in my realms, are extremely fair and reasonable. Like there's no undue torture. There's no like oppression because it's mindless. It's a mindless activity. It's like it's like doing this on a rock with your knuckles. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing anything. I'm just wasting time. Like malice and envy, like there's uses and you can certainly like applicate it, but if it's a modus operandi, you are just wasting effort. Like categorically. No, I'm rolling. Um, and when I say categorically, I mean there is no justifiable context for extended periods of torture. There is no justifiable context for like cutting people's fingers off and shit. It's just cruel. It's mindless. Like you are objectively weakening your own position because the most strength you could have in a position is converting the enemy to your side. Because then you lose an enemy and you gain an ally. And like, of course, you desire truthfulness, and there's you can context from there. Like when people say Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, they're talking about mercy. The primacy of mercy is what saved humanity from extinction. And it is like the lack of mercy is what caused like humanity to have so few genetic variations. Like through the dying off and extermination and warfare between our species. And like we're past good and bad at this point. We're past being able to like analyze it, but we can observe those patterns of behavior that still exist today through like exclusionary existential beliefs and practices. And if you want to ask, where do these feelings come from? Because I still struggle with like deep rooted and deep seating feelings of like inadequacy in interpersonal human relations, like on a genetic or existential standpoint. And I'm like, okay, I don't like believe this. I'm not like propagating these systems, but there is residual genetic formulae for a mindset of exclusion, violent exclusion. And the only way to overcome it is by confronting it. And like through a lack of shame, like sitting down and having a conversation is the defeat of violence in every context. But there's also like a platform for finality because human beings are like, or infinite creatures on a timeline, like of our own making, like branches of this tree where the leaves fall, they disintegrate and grow more trees. Like even the dust at my feet has itself. So like in my world, 20 years will be the maximum prison sentence. There will not be any longer prison sentence to 20 years. Like at that point, we're all wasting time. So we'll ask ourselves like, okay, we're going to give you the maximum sentence and you're eligible for your hearing in 9 years. 9 years is a maximum like hearing. So like in 9 years, we'll stand like in that little plaza in the courtroom. You'll have legal representation for yourself. You'll have the judge. You'll have the prison staff and maybe like some of the coordinating members of society, maybe an adjacent, like that'll be decided. That's context. And then you'll have like your peers, the community you're going to go move into if you're eligible. You're not going to go back to your hometown per se, depending on the crime. Maybe they don't want you back. So say like, well, this community will accept you in this capacity. You're going to live here. You're going to work here. And you're going to kind of have like a schedule. And then like after a period of like, I don't know, 1 or 2 years, we'll see like if you're eligible for like fully recommitting back to society. Because like after 20 years, if there's no recompetence or anything like that, I'm just going to kill you. I'm just going to execute you. Like, you have failed at every capacity to redress yourself, and you are continuing a pattern of systemic violence upon yourself, upon the nature of our being, and there is no death. There is no way for a soul to be like eradicated. There is a way for a soul to hide in the abyss and chasms and like all sorts of places. Like, we still discover new life here on earth. Same for souls. We're still going to be like discovering souls in our afterlives for a long time. And if there's nothing, then do you really want someone to be in prison for 48 years? I don't think that's human. I think people should be giving chances, infinite chances, which is why reincarnation, all that kind of stuff, it fits in. You'll see all my ideas fit in. So we ask ourselves, like, not is what is human behavior. What is a way to conduct ourselves in interpersonal relations? First, we have the introduction of the self that we represent, the soul facing forward. And then we have the soul facing backward. And then we have the soul on our peripheral adjacents, our friends and our family. Soul facing backwards, going forward could be our shadow. For like what is coming in and going out, ego, superego. All these things are in facets of each other, multitudes, right? And so when there's a discontinuation of cohesion, it's extremely noticeable. You can see it on someone's face, you know? It's not contrast. It's not about dark and light. It's about systems of practice, their profits, and the expulsion thereafter. Everything produces waste. Don't be ashamed. Every human being produces waste. And like, there is no wrongness. There is no garbage on earth. Everything is from earth. Everything is part of the universe. Materialistically, not materialistically, matteralistically, of the matter thereof. And so human beings and all creatures are the same way. The empathy we give to animals, we have limitations thereof. We understand like when the tiger needs to be killed. We understand like when the animal needs to be eaten. But then there's also cases of like the human needed to be eaten. The human needed to be killed. And we have contextualized this. But the contextualization has been monopolized in the hands of moral authoritarianism. These moral authorities pirate and hijack systems of human thought into lanes and levels of systemizations. Good, bad, the other thing. Heaven, 7 heavens. Purgatory, all the purgatories. Hell, the deepest hell. It is always the worst of the worst, but it is scaling qualities of bestness. And I tell you, your ship may be flawed, the fish you catch may be small, but having a campfire on the beach with what you catch and sleeping in that little homemade canoe is heaven. It is the best thing ever. There is no moralization of experience. There is a contemplation and a contextualization. There is an enabling of matter to experience, and there is a disabling of the mind to grasp. Releasing